On this edition of the Sports Desk, the Spartan Boys Volleyball team is in the CIF semis against Burroughs. Just how do you think they did? In prep baseball, the Torrance Tartars play in a wild card game against Malibu at Kendall Field. It's a huge win, but how did they do in the first round? In prep softball, it is the first round of CIF play. The Lady Saxons faced a stellar pitcher. They didn't warm their bats up till the third inning, though. Was that too late? The Lady Tartars host Chaminade at Wilson Park. Is there a player on this roster that can blow it up at the plate in this game? Get fired up because it starts right now. Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Bonnie Prickitt. Like a double play, the Lake Show and the Clippers are out of the NBA playoffs. So go Kings go, right? We have some champions to tell you about. Let's get started. I said last year that the Spartan Boys Volleyball team was going to be stellar this season, and they are ridiculously good. A team with 8 seniors who got denied a chance at the CIF finals last season by Burroughs wasn't going to let that happen again. Burroughs and South split 2 matches this season, gaining knowledge of strengths and weaknesses. Let's check out this semifinal match from South High. What's the strategy, guys? Play hard, keep it going, never stop. Here we go. Ross Maidenwald on the serve, scores 24-19 with this ace. Game point, game 1, Peter Nordell with this kill. They win the game 25-20. And the South home crowd loves this kind of play. Burroughs isn't backing down yet. They will block South on this play, scoring in game 2. And they would lose that. They'd go on to win game 3 with that momentum, 25-20. Late in game 4, Spartans up 2-1. Both teams are rallying. Andy Gage with this kill, one of his 14 on the night. They're only 2 points away from the win. Burroughs out of Burbank knows it's almost over. With that serve that goes out of bounds, the Spartans are inching closer to the win. The strategy now is focus, focus. It's almost there. It's match point now. Jason Chang sets up Andy Gage for the winning kill of game 4. They go on to win that game 25-21. Redemption is sweet. Congrats on a fantastic semifinal win over Burroughs. Winning 3-0 wasn't possible unless all cylinders were going. Gage was a leader on the court and in the number of kills. Not far behind was Peter Nordell with 13. Garrett Nieder records 9 kills. Kenichi Hackman was fierce at the net with 5 kills and 2 blocks. Ross Maidenwald and Brent Lenhard served up 2 aces apiece. Let's take a look at their CIF final match. Well, wouldn't you know, it's another South foe that they trampled. Congratulations all around for the CIF Southern Section winners in Division 3, the South Spartans. I know you see the stats look almost identical, and they practically are. Gage, Nordell, Maidenwald, and Hackman and the rest of the Spartans all played every ball. Again, big praise for the CIF Southern Section Division 3 champions and South Spartans. The team will be playing in the CIF Regionals this week, and if they beat LA Jordan from the City Section, there's a chance they could meet Miracosta in the finals. The finals are at Irvine Valley College Saturday of this week. Good luck, but again, congratulations. We go from the hardwood to the diamond after the break. City of Torrance has 2 teams competing in the postseason. Can the Tartars make it past the first round? Stay here to find out.
The strongest families are built one moment at a time. For more ways to make every day count, visit facebook.com/makeeverydaycount.
I'm Gary Sinise. I've had the great privilege of meeting and working with many of our country's heroes, our veterans, and heard their stories. But for the 58,272 names on the Vietnam Wall, their stories will never be shared. Help us change that. The Education Center at the Wall will put faces to the names, displaying photos, letters, and mementos of those who served, so their stories will never be forgotten. Visit buildthecenter.org and help us build it.
Hi, I'm Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. Keep an eye on the Sports Desk.
I never get tired of seeing Tony Gwynn. Except for hockey. Right now, it's all about baseball in Los Angeles. Let's go ahead and talk about the Torrance teams that suffered a logjam while vying for the playoffs, with only Torrance and North making the cut. Torrance must make it through this wild card game against Malibu if they want to see the first round. Let's take a look at the hitting factory that is at Kindle Field. At the top of the third, Torrance is up by 2. Tartars first baseman Jake Renzi tiptoes on this nice defensive play. It's the bottom of the third. Bases are loaded. No outs. And Manny Olake has an RBI single. He scores Dean Okamura. Score is 3-0 Torrance. Up next, Cody Dembesti. Sac fly. RBI scores D'Angelo. Torrance is now up 4-0. Moving along to bottom of the fourth, Torrance 4, Malibu 1. Nick Arslanian crashes this to the outfield, scoring Cody Dembesti and Jake Renzi for an RBI double. Scores 7-1 Torrance. David McKellar brought in Diaz, scores 8-1. Tyrone Taylor, 3-run home run. Whew. Taking his time. Score is now 11-1 Torrance up over Malibu. Torrance would continue to score runs over poor Malibu. Final score in this wild card game, Torrance 14, Malibu 1. The Tartars trounced Malibu, but they couldn't pull off a win in the first round game against a very formidable opponent in Don Lugo. The young Torrance baseball team gives Coach Ollie Turner and fans a lot to look forward to next season. The North baseball team is still in it to win it in the CIF Southern section, and with one run win over La Quinta, they advance to the second round. They will host Catella out of the OC, and Catella is the #1 seed from the Orange League. El Segundo got its spark this season when they beat North in their 2 games, and that continues their streak. They eliminated Oaks Christian 4-3. They will play in Palm Desert, their second round game. We will bring you the North second round game when they host Catella. Catella comes into these playoffs winning 10 of their last 11 games with a 20-9 overall record. North will have to get on base early and defend Catella's big bats. I think they have a good chance though. Good luck, Saxons. After the break, we will check out some prep softball. Torrance and North aren't fighting each other in these playoffs just yet, but who has the biggest round 1 game win?
What disables more children than Down syndrome, spina bifida, or fetal alcohol syndrome? It's a birth defect virus called cytomegalovirus, or CMV. CMV attacks 1 in 150 babies born in the U.S. 1 in 5 of those babies will suffer lifelong disability. Get the facts. Learn how to protect your unborn child. Visit cmvfoundation.org.
What if you could ignite your child's love of learning with one after-school program? What if that one program was easy and fun? Destination Imagination is the one. Destination Imagination has taught teamwork, creativity, and problem-solving for more than 25 years. A major university study showed our students are ahead of others in creativity and critical thinking. Learn more at startateam.org and make Destination Imagination the one for you.
I believe that home is where your pet is.
And that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you spay or neuter your pets, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
Because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend at a shelter. And you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
we can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
Visit ambassadors.bestfriends.org.
Hi, I'm Jerry West, and you're watching the Sports Desk.
The Lady Tartar softball program didn't reach their goal of a Pioneer League crown, but that doesn't seem to matter to this team with talent at the plate, in the bullpen, and on defense. I could keep going. It's usually easier in the first round of the playoffs, though, right? Not when you're taking on a team pretty equal to your own. Jenny Phillip fills us in from Wilson Park.
Starting off the game, Torrance was all about defense, with pitcher Nicole Ayala throwing a couple of early strikeouts. But in the third inning, with 2 outs, Chaminade managed to get on the board, going up 1-0. Torrance quickly answered in the same inning as Mo Ramirez gets an RBI single to drive in Brittany Knappenberger. Game tied at 1 apiece. After that, it was all Torrance. 4th inning, here's Christina Washington with an RBI single and Lexi Ponce with the run. Torrance up 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, Cameron Watts with the dagger, an RBI double driving in Reina Trejo, 3-1 Torrance. And that'll be the final score as Ayala and the Tartars hang on to beat the Eagles in the first round of CIF playoffs.
Get out! Get up, baby!
Ramirez, who had the game-tying RBI, knew what she had to do to help the Tartars win this one.
Well, we were losing 1-0, and I just knew I had to make contact to get us back up on the board.
Head coach Don Glavich is proud of how well his team played.
We had a game plan. We knew this team really well, and our kids just went out and executed tonight. They just did a great job.
Washington, whose RBI put the Tartars ahead, is looking to take Torrance far in CIFs.
We just have to stay up and keep doing well. We have to be mentally strong and just not make any errors and keep hitting well.
Pitcher Nicole Ayala allowed only 7 hits in 7 innings and had 4 strikeouts as she led Torrance to beat Chaminade 3-1. The Tartars now advance to the second round of CIFs.
That was Jenny Phillips with the story. The Lady Tartars won behind a great showing for Nicole Ayala, who slung 4 strikeouts. I just want to show you who brought the ribbies in this game. Mo, Christina Washington as DH, and Cameron Watts. We will rely on them in the second round game against Bishop Amat, who were the first seed out of the Del Rey League. North Torrance broke its curse of no Pioneer League championship, but will take a CIF ring instead, as in years past. This year, they would like to bring home both banners to the gym. They might have just the right combo with an ace pitcher and defense to back her up. They have hitting, but they like to let it simmer, like in this game where they didn't get things cooking until the third. Let's go right to it. Starting on the mound for the Lady Saxons is star pitcher Kelsey Cairns. There's no question that's a good way to start the game. It's the bottom of the third, 2 outs. Sydney Haling's on first. Coco Tauali'i is up at bat. She smashes that one over the right fielder's head, plating Sydney Haling for the first run. Coco's on third, itching to get home. Megan Otino's at bat and gives Coco her wish, getting it in the gap between second and third. The Lady Saxons are now up 2-0 over Lakeside. Still 2-0, bottom of the third. Amber Perez is at bat. She's going to lift that one to shallow right center field, bringing home Megan Otino. The score is 3-0 Saxons. Saxons have runners on first and third. Junior Amy Rodriguez is at bat. Wild pitch will send Jordan Stamps home. Saxons are now up 4-0. The bottom of the 5th, Alexis Hendon's at bat. She bunts it in the dirt. Pitcher will overthrow to first. Look at those wheels, and a slide into second. She's safe. Sophomore power hitter Bree Barr is up at bat for the Saxons. Runner on second, smashes it out, and it's so powerful it knocks over the ump, but it brings home Sydney for a 4-0 North lead. Top of the 5th, Lakeside has 2 outs, and they have a third with a catch by junior outfielder Vanessa Gonzalez. Kelsey Cairns returns to the circle after sophomore Sydney Overly left the mound with Lakeside with a run and bases loaded. Cairns strikes out this Lakeside batter for the 3rd out. Whoosh. The bottom of the 6th, Bree Barra smashes another one out to center field. Sydney Haling rounds it all the way from first. Whew, I get tired looking at her. For a 5-0 lead for the Saxons. Coco Tauli is not finished yet. She drills this one. Ooh, all the way out to left field. And pinch running for Bree Barra is Taylor Cairns, who comes in for a run. They would go on to win 7-1.
We just need to stay consistent with the bats, and as long as we keep that going, because we have a great hitting team.
Coach Howard Miller likes what he sees in his players, but he knows the road to CIF Gold is just starting.
It was a nice win for us to start off playoffs. We knew that was a tough pitcher we were facing, and we got to her a little bit there. We had a key inning where we strung together some hits with 2 outs, kind of broke open the game, and gave our pitchers some leeway, and it was just a great way to open the playoffs. That was a tough team, and you know, we'll try to get build this momentum to go to the next round.
I seem to like that word smashing, so let's just say it was a smashing win. The Lady Saxons must rely on every little facet of their game as they progress into these playoffs. The competition's only going to get harder. The players must get on base sooner than later. There are a lot of players for the stat board here, and Coco gets the nod for breaking the game open in the 3rd. Kelsey Cairns goes on to improve her record to 13-5. The Lady Saxons will play host to Oaks Christian in the 2nd round at the start of this week. Good luck, ladies. The 3rd team from the COT to remain in the playoffs is being led by another ace pitcher in Carolyn Snodgrass. They ride her arm in every game, and she does a good job of driving the Lady Spartans. Her record climbs to 17-8 on this season. Alex Kossoff homered in this close win over Paloma Valley. The Lady Spartans will play host to Burroughs in the 2nd round. As South host Burroughs, they can't think of their 2 losses that they had to them earlier in the season. It's a clean slate in these playoffs. Good luck, South. Who knows, maybe the 2 Torrance teams will meet up in the final once again. Now let's go ahead and take the time to talk about something that we might not know and the way you can let us know. Look at the information on your screen. Give us a phone call at 310-618-5762. You can always email us, and you can view our shows online at torranceca.gov. And check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Torrance City Cable. Good luck to all of the teams who are still left in the playoffs. I hope we're talking about you for weeks to come. We also had some track and field winners in state. We'll let you know who they were in the coming weeks. And until next time, Torrance, play hard.